Good morning, grade 10. So today we're going to look at one specific contract called the employment contract. Now this is something that is going to affect you once you start working, so it's quite important to understand what it's all about. If we look at the employment contract, every single employer must, by law, provide a written contract to all its employees. And this is because of the Act, the Basic Conditions of Employment Act. It stipulates that every employer must give a written contract to an employee. The next thing we're going to look at is what must be in this contract. So firstly, as an employee, I need to sign that I'm accepting the work or the words that are in that contract. So both parties, the employer and the employee, need to sign. It explains the terms and conditions for the employer and the employee. So in my case, it would be you're employed at XYZ school and you will be paid X amount of money on the 25th of every month, and you're employed to teach business studies, all right? It shows how the employee is expected to behave in the workplace. So in my contract, it says that we have certain professional ethics that we need to uphold, and I'm signing that I agree to that. It also shows what benefits the employer is providing the employee. So for example, are they going to be offering medical aid? Or is there a pension fund? How many days leave are you going to get? All of those things will be in the contract. So something else, what controls are there with regard to how employers and employees are required to behave in the workplace? Basically, the labor law dictates how an employee and an employer need to behave. It also, in the contract, gives you company policies and procedures, as well as what the disciplinary code is. So should I do something that is not professional, I will need to go forward for a disciplinary hearing. And before I started working at my place of work, I know this because it is in my contract. So what is the content of the employment contract? It gives you the job title and the description. So you're an educator, you're teaching business studies. It tells me how much I'm going to earn and what money is going to come off my salary. It tells me whether or not I have any benefits like a car allowance, medical aid. It will give my working hours and the number of days holiday that I get in a year. It will also stipulate how many hours I'm allowed to work in a day, what kind of leave I'm entitled to, and if I want to leave, what is the termination period? How much notice do I need to give in? It's also quite important that this employment contract has all my details, the employee's details, the ID number, where they live. Those things are all very important. So what laws govern the employment contract? There are quite a few, and they're listed on this slide. The BCEA, our Constitution, which is a supreme law which underpins every other law, the Employment Act, the Skills Development Act, the Unemployment Insurance Act, and the Labour Relations Act. All of these play into an employment contract. And then lastly, where do employees go if the employment conditions are violated? So if I'm not getting paid what they said they would, right? I can go to all those 5 acts to see what my rights are. I can join a relevant trade union. And if I'm still not happy, I can then put in a claim at the CCMA, which stands for the Commission for Conciliation, Mediation and Arbitration. I hope that has helped. Cheers!